Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb. Babe, do. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. Okay, campers, rise and shine. Don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today.
It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
Not hardly, and you can expect hazardous travel today. What with that blizzard thing?
That blizzard thing. Oh, well, I've got National Weather Report right here. It says there's going to be a big blizzard thing.
That's correct. And you know what makes today especially interesting?
Especially cold.
Yes, especially cold is the question on everybody's lips.
Their chapped lips.
Yes, their chapped lips. Will Phil come out and see his shadow?
Punxatawney Phil.
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's
Groundcast Day. Colon a Groundhog Day Podcast. Wait. Go on and shake your hog out there.
Shake your hog out there.
There you go. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy. That's Bobby. And this is our 35th episode/watch of the phenomenal film starring Bill Murray, directed by Harold Ramis, and also co-starring Andie MacDowell. And, so Groundhog Day.
And, of course, Chris Elliott.
So how was your watch this week?
My watch is quick. My watch is drunk.
Your watch was at 40 times speed, so it was done at the speed of light.
It was at like double speed, I think. I don't know. It was at VLC players fastest speed.
As long as you understand the dialogue, it's fine. But you also, I've also stopped doing that.
Okay, I can't take watching this movie at normal speed anymore.
My watch while watching it starts to feel unreal at like regular speed because I've been trying to do different things. So I'm like, okay, I'll have subtitles on this time. Okay, I'll have the subtitle track, but only the subtitle track for the commentary on. Yep. I'll have no subtitles on. I'm watching it at normal speed. Oh my god, I still love this movie, but man, do I not want to watch this another week in a row. Nope. But I gotta watch it again this Saturday so we can record once again.
This is 35?
This is 35.
So do 36 now.
36, yep, on Saturday.
Out 52.
All right, 52.
I have things to say about this movie.
You always have things to say about this movie.
So they're not I don't know if they're original because I don't know if I said them before, but I'll say them anyway. Number one. What the hell was my number one? My number one was... Oh! That's right. Does Phil's, requirement for getting out of the time loop be that he give a good Groundhog Day speech? Because in the original day, he does oh yeah, this is a day. Yeah, it's the same as every year. They take the groundhog out of the thing.
No, that's the worst one. That's
the first one. I mean,
no, that's not the first one.
No, it's the first one.
No, that's him explaining it. He's not actually on camera for that. That's just him explaining it to Rita and.
I'm just telling you, it's the first one though.
Yeah.
He's like, they take the hog out, and then he whispers in his ear, and then and then he comes back and he says, "Well, you know, cameras cannot possibly capture the excitement of a large squirrel predicting the weather." And then we just says, "All right, Phil, can we do it again without sarcasm?" And he says, "No." And then, of course, on his final Groundhog Day report, he's like, "As Chekhov said, I wish all those many winters, blah 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 blah." And he says, "I could only wish for a long, lustrous winter." So, had he not said that, would he have gotten out of the Groundhog Day loop? Would it... Because my question is it a requirement that he still maintain his job as Groundhog Day reporter?
I think that a lot of it is just it's about being happy in his own skin and being who he is.
But what if he fucked up that day? What if he didn't do it that day? Or if he just said, fuck it, and he did a stupid report that day?
Then he's not being a good guy. He's not living.
So he was doing
he was doing a speech every day. Mike, it's like I think it's the perfect run, but no, he has to be good. If he fobs off, if he does whatever, he's not being a hardworking fellow. So every day he's not improved. Every day he gets up and he goes
does
out
a good speech.
He does a good speech.
Wow.
The question is that. How many times has that Chekhov speech come out?
Yeah, maybe
is this the big day that he finally got it?
Because
he got everything together.
We were always talking about how stupid it is that everybody starts applauding and people start shaking his hand. Maybe he's done that so many times
that he's been able to manipulate it to figure out what he had to do.
He's been able to know how to gather everybody up and get them all to stand around. So he's still save scumming
Or maybe what he's been doing is every morning he wakes up, he gets to know the people around him, like maybe he gets to know the other people at the other stations, and I don't know, maybe there has to be something about that, like him networking
And
every
Buster,
day,
yeah.
because he knows the best places to be, everything like that. Because never forget that initially there was supposed to be a scene in the film that they cut out because Bill Murray got bit by the groundhog.
Yeah.
So after that point in the film, there's no more groundhog, where the reason why he kept trying to tell him to put the camera somewhere else is because the groundhog was going to escape and run away. So to get the best shot.
Oh, shit.
And he was supposed to capture it. So that was
so
cut
he's
out.
supposed to be like holding the groundhog in that scene?
No, I think that's why they all listened to him or whatever.
No, I said in the original script he's supposed to be holding the groundhog.
Not at that point. Like it was just in the original script and original version of this before they said, but he got bitten, so we workshopped it.
I'm asking you, in the original script, should he be holding the groundhog when he gives that speech?
That scene isn't in the original scripts.
It is in there.
It isn't in the original script.
is
I don't know
not
about the shooting script.
Okay.
Because I've never been able to find a copy of the shooting
is
script.
he in fact holding it in any version of the script?
No.
Okay.
In the versions I've read, he never holds that groundhog.
All right.
He just tries to shoot it behind bulletproof glass. But then you brought up a big thing.
Yep.
That I'm going to pause for a second.
Please.
Because we forgot to do something at the top of the show.
Oh yeah, today is
Thursday,
August 8th, 2019.
Yep.
Donald Trump is still in office in the United States of America.
Somehow. And he's still Bobby. I'm still Randy.
Yeah. Hi.
So, anyways,
we didn't bother to introduce ourselves. We
introduced ourselves.
We really wanted to get into the meat of this, the groundhog meat of this podcast.
So,
he used to pull the hog out and he used to eat it.
So what I wanted to ask you then, it's like, because you're asking me the question about does he do a speech every day, does he play at the Groundhog Ball every day?
He must have, because he looked very confident.
But then
it could have also been a Blues Brothers tribute.
But then wouldn't the date with Rita be something different to him? Because wouldn't she be always falling for the same trick? Because
that was another point I wanted to get into, Randy. I thank you for that transition. Because as we've mentioned before, Nancy is a very stupid woman and is easily manipulated.
I said Rita this time.
No, I said Nancy.
Okay.
Nancy is a very stupid woman and was easily manipulated by the fact that Phil said, oh, I knew you in high school, I used to sit behind you. And she falls in love with him in like a matter of hours.
Yeah.
And we always said how, well, Rita's, supposed to be the smart one. She's supposed to be like hard to get. But in the final day, she also falls in love with him in a matter of hours. Because she didn't see him from the morning until that night. And mostly is relying on people's secondhand accounts of what a great guy he is. And, of course, the following day, what does he say to her when they wake up and they go outside?
I think we should live here.
We should live here. So this woman is literally agreeing to move in with the guy she's known for 2 days. And, furthermore, what the fuck is his job going to be? Because he works in Pittsburgh. Now, is he going to, as we've established before, it takes over an hour drive to get from Pittsburgh to Punxatawney. Is he going to fucking move to Punxatawney and be the Punxatawney correspondent? And how much is he going to make there? Is he going to commute to Pittsburgh every day?
These are questions, other than the love at first sight thing, that will be answered in the VR Groundhog Day 2, because in that really weird trailer we watched recently, they're showing him like playing recitals because he's a master pianist, him doing all these crazy things because he has all these skills from being in Punxatawney.
Is that canon, by the way?
It's canon. It's not written by the same director, but it's all been okayed by the Sony and by the.
Is it written by Danny Rubin though?
No.
So it's not really.
But they consider it a true sequel to it until it comes out and it sucks.
Is it approved by Danny Rubin?
No idea. He hasn't said anything about it.
Well, we don't know until then, because as we know, the Groundhog Day musical is written by Danny Rubin, so it's also canon.
No, it's a different universe. That's the thing. That's what I was saying before, that it's like, no, it's not legitimate. I'm like, no, we get some ideas from here, like what.
Punxatawney, it's
but
a little
other
town,
than that,
heart as big as any town.
But that goes back to the question I just had. Does he
USA.
Does he play the ball every night? Because he must
have done it a few times before.
He would know about the Bachelor auction. Yeah. He would know everything about Rita on that day. So what is different about that day?
No, because what I was also going to say was, again, adding an addendum onto that, Rita also would be a very, very stupid woman if she also fell in love with and agreed to live with a guy she has known for about a little over 24 hours by that point in time, right?
I'm actually taking that final delivery there of him was like, "We should live here," as can be taken almost jokingly because it wasn't in the script. It was him improvising a line.
Ooh.
So it's him saying it jokingly. It's like, "Oh, I love you so much. We should live here."
And then she just kind of because as we know, she has no more lines.
Yeah, because it was all improvised. That final part.
And then he picks her up and carries her over the.
Because if you remember the commentary, if I remember the commentary correctly, he says that
was back in episode 10.
They just walked out, and that was it. There was no line there, and Bill Murray just improvised line.
Let's live here.
Yeah, let's live here. But it's like.
Then they kiss, and then he carries her over the fence, and she laughs.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
And then they run off down the street.
It's like if you look at it this way, though, that additional thing that we don't like, the opening sequence.
Yep.
It's there. I've come to realizing that it's there because they have to have that lingering shot of Phil staring at Rita like a man in love, and then immediately shrugging it off like, "Oh yeah, no, she's not my type."
As we've learned from the TV tropes page, that shot is there to illustrate Rita's whimsical, free-spirited nature as she plays in front of the blue screen.
A whimsical, free-spirited nature that we don't really see throughout the movie, other than the fact, like, no, I used to do French poetry and this and that.
We don't really see much of it at all. But I guess that was supposed to be her establishing shot. It's like, look at me, I'm playing in front of a blue screen.
Now, for me, it's just going back to that, just him staring at her, and like obviously, like for a split second, he's not the Phil we know at the beginning of the film. It's the Phil that could be because he softens. And instead of looking like a dick, he just looks like a man longing for something. He looked like he had life for a split second. And then after Kenny breaks him out of that, he goes, yeah, she's not my type, or like whatever he says there. You think I would know it by now.
Kenny has been paid to say like 2 lines in this movie.
Yeah, so that's what the scene is there, just to establish that he already has lingering feelings. So we know. So by the end of this 10,000 years or whatever you want to say it is, 10 years, whatever, he's already madly in love with her, and we've established that with Rita, in the musical at least, she says, "You can't fall in love in one day." And then immediately she falls in love with... Not immediately, but over the course of one day, falls in love with him. Or at least becomes interested in him.
Remember that when they watch a sunrise?
Yeah, which I kind of liked better than them...
running down the street, laughing.
Yeah.
But Randy, okay, here was another thought I had. I just remembered it now thanks to that, what you said. Going back to the fact that should he have to say, like, a great, newscast to get out of the time loop, because as we've learned in earlier versions of the script, like he was cursed by an ex-girlfriend, because for being a jerk and stuff like that. But I was thinking, like, wait a second, was he maybe cursed by like Nan or somebody else at a network to be like, you're gonna do this over and over until you get the perfect newscast?
I don't see that part happening. It's like,
I know, but that was my thoughts today. Because it was just like, I was just thinking, I'm like, why does he have to give a perfect newscast on the day he gets out?
I don't think that he has to give it. I think he just did naturally after doing it all that time.
Answer my question now. Will he continue to be a newscaster when they move to Punxatawney? And will he be taking like a pay cut?
I think he could do just whatever he wanted at that point afterwards.
Keeping in mind, in 1993, there's like no internet. So if he wanted to still be at the same level, he would have to be like commuting to Philadelphia.
Yeah, but he could just be staying there, like, he could just be, just ignore that. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I can...
He could be staying there.
It's like, you don't have to you can have 2 homes. It's like, you can stay there. It's like...
Oh, so he's gonna, like, stay there and then, like, just commute, like he'll live in Philadelphia, and he'll just live on Punxatawney on the weekend or something?
Yeah, like, go back and forth. It's like, or maybe he starts... going back, it's like, how long is it a drive between Pittsburgh and Punxatawney, you know?
Pittsburgh, whatever the fuck it is. I was calling it Philadelphia for some reason.
Yeah, it's
Pittsburgh.
Like, I don't have my phone, I'm not checking, but it's like, how far is the distance between the 2 of them?
As we said, back in like episode 15 or so, it's about an hour and a half, I think.
That's an okay commute. It's like, it's not that bad for him to get back and forth.
Yeah.
if he legitimately wanted to stay there for this, you know.
Of course, we're not really sure if he actually owns his own vehicle and can drive because Larry drove them there.
Yeah, but they're coming as a set at that point. It's
but we do know that he has quite a bit of money, so.
Yeah, we already know that he is rich, and
So
at that point he can punch his own ticket because look at all the skills he has.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He's a master pianist.
Yeah.
He is a master ice sculptor, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming that would actually carry over to other forms of art.
Yeah. Maybe a regular sculpture. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else that he masters. That's like those. They showed those two.
Well, we know he can do some basic tire repair.
We know that
CPR,
we know that he knows
medicine.
medicine. We know he knows medicine. So it's like, does he go to school afterwards and go to university as a mature student and go out and become a doctor,
We'll
get his
have
PhD?
to find out in the VR video game.
Because like that trailer, it shows a shot of him playing in front of like a humongous like opera house in front of a piano, and then they really reiterate his ice sculpting on that.
I don't really remember that much of that trailer. All I remember is the voiceover of me like, yeah, here's my dad, Phil.
He's perfect.
Phil Connors. He does everything. He's really cool, but I'm not. But now I'm trapped in a time loop.
But my father has a secret, and that secret was he relived the same day over and over again.
Which of course somehow the son knows. Maybe he told him, I guess.
Probably told him. Or maybe he found out in one of his previous loops where he's like, Dad, I don't know what to do. It's like I'm stuck in a time loop. Now, son, there's a time in everybody's life when a young man
goes through a time
loop. Goes through a midlife crisis.
In our family.
And has to become a better person.
Yeah, so he went through his in his 30s in that canon. So in
his
son,
air quote 30s.
In the character's 30s. And the son is going through his in his teens.
Well, let me remind you that in the original script before they settled on Bill Murray, he was a rookie.
Yes. We know based on the musical he's supposed to be in his 20s.
No, not in the music. I'm talking about the original screenplay, the script that's how to write.
Which is also in his 20s.
Yeah, he's like a rookie.
But the son is going even younger in his teens. Like, could you imagine living the same day over and over in your fucking teens?
Oh, God.
When you're still a retard and don't know anything?
I don't know.
Fuck. Because it's
is
like
he in his teens though in that trailer? I'm always gonna go back and watch.
Well, because he lived with his parents. I guess he could be in his early 20s.
Well, as you know, us millennials, technically we're on the outer edge of millennials, tend to live with their parents until they're older now.
Okay, but still, like the fact of the matter remains, he's definitely very young, this character, and he's living with his parents, and he's living the same day over and over now. So every day he's waking up to his parents. Like every day, that's gonna be like his mother. Like an old Rita being like, "Hey, hon, wake up."
It's like the question is you're assuming that he's living with his parents.
Well, we know that he's interacting with his mother and father in that day.
Yeah,
so he must live very close to them.
He could live in Punxatawney. He could have been coming back to visit them because for Punxatawney, Phil, February 2nd is a pretty big day.
Do you want to pause it and watch that fucking trailer again? That voice was very young.
I told you, I'm kicking you out in 2 minutes.
That voice was very young. He's clearly
That's not a young voice, man.
I mean, young as in, like, he's not a child, but he's like a teen.
No, that guy's like in his 20s, yeah. He's like, he could be coming back from school, any number of things.
He could be, I think he's 17, 18, that guy.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's bet on it right now. How old is Phil's son, Phil and Rita's son, in the VR sequel to Groundhog Day? I'm going to say approximately 18. Randy's saying?
No, I say he's in his 20s.
So approximately 20?
No, I'm not saying he's 20 years old. I'm saying he's in his 20s.
Give me a number so we can price his right and see.
No, you're saying he's in his teens. I'm saying he's in his 20s. I think he's a young adult. He's not a kid anymore.
Okay. So if he's 19 or younger, then I get it. And if he's 20 or older, you get it.
I don't know what you're getting, but okay. But I'm telling you.
The bragging rights of who's right on this.
And you know what the best part is, Bobby? We'll be done this podcast before that ever comes out.
And that's going to be our next project. We already established that.
There's an RPG. But yeah, I already told you that after we're done all that, I'm retired from
our RPG, and then our fucking walkthrough, our Let's Play of the sequel.
I'm not buying PlayStation VR just so we can do one thing.
What if we what if we watch like a Let's Play somebody else did, and then we just do that commentary?
Oh, God.
We'll be like super leeches.
Did I ever tell you about my stupid idea? I'm doing this at the end because it's a couple minutes of...
oh, yeah, we have a few minutes of non-Groundhog Day podcast.
My stupid idea of remember, like, the giant bomb Persona 4 Endurance ROM?
Which I never finished. I got about 3/4 of the way through.
What I wanted to do was find like the big moments from it, and then I wanted us to pretend to be them, and then do it to the anime and like read like the actual Persona 4 anime and reenact it over the video of the anime.
Wow.
Try to make it meta.
I would have to rewatch that whole thing, which is going to.
And
be
with
like
that, I brought us to 20 minutes.
An hour something per episode for like 100 and something episodes.
Oh, like 300, yeah. And
It's
with that, we are done. So this was our 35th watch this week.
Randy, what happened to that fucking journal where you did your big brain?
Oh, it's sitting behind you. I don't have to touch it yet. I'm still doing research.
I want you to start reading that journal.
We have.
Randy's been teasing that journal for weeks now.
Here's the thing, Bobby. We have tons of episodes, and it's not entertaining just to read out of it. So I'm still doing an analysis. I'm still looking into things and doing research with it.
Oh, God.
So I don't just read from it. It's like...
Oh, God.
Yeah. So with that, everybody, we're done.
Oh, no,
Goodbye.
so there was one more thing I wanted to say. Wait.
We're
Stop.
done. Goodbye.
No. Oh, fuck you.
Do it. I didn't hit the button yet.
So my thing was based on what I was saying about Rita. No human woman could possibly fall in love with Phil in a day. But thankfully, Rita is not a human woman. She is an automaton made of divine energy created by God. Of course she can fall in love in one day. It wouldn't work with a normal woman. Except a stupid woman like Nancy.
Okay, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.